All right, now that we've logged into Method Test Prep, I wanted just to show you a quick overview of a few examples of how you can use it in the classroom. Right now, I'm looking at the teacher webpage. So from the teacher standpoint, you get a lot of data, and you can specify the data and define what you want to look at specifically. But they kind of keep you updated on what's going on, in your school. All this data is from our school. Here's a list of classes that have been set up. You can choose by grade level and that type of thing. But what I wanted to show you is that you can come in here, you can create your own quiz, you can assign quizzes. So if you decide to add a quiz, you decide what problems go into the quiz and all that kind of stuff. You can assign quizzes to the students by just picking what test you want, the subject area you wanted to go over, what students that you wanted to include. So if I wanted to include, and then I have a concept list. So you can go over, you can do it as a review of concepts, something that they should already have learned, maybe already have learned in your class this year or already learned last year, that you want to see if they, can do some ACT, SAT type questions to review that concept. You can use it as an assessment for that skill. So if we just did circle geometry and I want to see, do they know it? How well do they know it? I can assign this quiz on circle geometry just to get feedback on that skill. You also can just add in test prep throughout your lessons. You can add in some general quizzes or have them take, and I want to show you this because up here you can log in as a student. So if you go to log in as a student, and I have used this also in my classroom where I just picked, there's a little guideline of different little tests and quizzes that they should take and a timeline that they could take them in. But sometimes I just tell them like, okay, I want you to do number 15. So they'll have to listen to the math lesson on percents and then take a quiz. It kind of gives you an idea of how long it takes, which is kind of handy if you're going to do it in class or as homework. So that's something you can use in your classroom where you assign the quiz. The tests are all timed. All the quizzes and tests are timed. They have a little timer going on. Some of them, they're allowed to go past the time. So the time runs out and then it turns red and it starts counting again, so they know how much longer it took them than the time specified. So I really think the awareness of the time is good for students as well and good to practice so that they can increase their speed, and that's a great use for this in the classroom. And also it's going to improve their general test taking skills. The more exposure that they have to these type of questions has to improve their test taking skills. So those are some examples of how to use this in your classroom.